Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Man, We're Too Old for This, here on the Nerd Eternal Network. I'm your host, the experience of some call Jason, and with me today is...
The Todd Father.
CDL 113.
The token forced plot point. Tarky.
And today we're going to be talking about the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. Technically the teaser trailer, I guess. It dropped, a day ago, 2 days ago, as of this recording?
Yeah, it was it this weekend? Yeah, something like that. No, we're late.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, it's the first Thursday,
Or early for the movie. Depends on how you look at it.
and whether the movie gets pushed back. Because that is a thing. That is a thing that could happen.
Yeah.
It will all depend on how Shang-Chi does, so, yeah.
No, it'll all depend on how the Delta variant goes and whether they put us in another lockdown.
Which would affect Shang-Chi.
It shall not affect Shang-Chi.
I think they've actually made the statement that, they might push Eternals back depending on how Shang-Chi does.
Yeah, no.
But anyway, on to the Spider-Man trailer.
Shang-Chi gets
So after rumors there wasn't going to be a Spider-Man trailer, those were of course false and it dropped. But
well, it's a Tom Holland movie and you can't let him know that they're going to do a trailer because he'll spoil it.
Yeah.
That's fair. It's nice to see the big companies learn to work around their stars.
Well, considering he was on the Graham Norton show and they were talking about this movie, and he was making a comment that they have him come in and he's in basically in an area with green screens and a pole with a tennis ball, and he's they give him his lines and he goes okay, and he goes out there and he said they tell me to do this, spin around, kick, jump, and say my lines, and I'm in a room by myself. And he said, so that I'll know, who I'm actually talking to. He said, I've called people up and he said, hey, are you in this scene? Okay, cool. Then I know how to react to that character, when I'm talking to that tennis ball. And they're giving him grief about it on the set, and they showed him a picture of the Spider-Man suit, and Graham goes, and so he goes, this is the first I'm seeing of it. He didn't even know what his suit was going to look like.
And that bothers me so much because it reminds me of Ian McGregor on The Hobbit, I believe. I think I've got that right.
Who did he play in The Hobbit?
I think I'm thinking of the wrong person.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think you're thinking of the wrong person.
Which character are you thinking of?
I don't even know who in the hell Ian McGregor is.
Ian
McKellen.
Mint McKellen.
And I know an Ian Holm. Both of whom.
Ian McGregor.
All right, you're talking about Gandalf. We got you. All right,
Yeah, Gandalf. Where after a scene, he started crying because, he hated it because it was all the green screen and the CG and stuff. He was supposed to be in a during, kind of the happy party section. And he was just like, this isn't what I became an actor to do.
So I'm going to do it 5 more times because that check is a motherfucker.
He just wanted to act with people on a set. And he didn't want to act by himself, pantomiming. And it's just weird to see how singled out actors are getting now, where they have to do a scene pretending a person that exists and you could have in the room is there.
Yeah, well, I'm sure him having to do that with scenes with the dragon or something didn't bother him because you have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's a party scene, I can see where old school actors would have some trouble with this.
Yeah.
Man, we're like 5 minutes into recording and haven't talked about the trailer yet. We've segued immediately.
Well, we went into Tom Holland, who can't keep secrets.
You're right. That was how this all started. It's all Tom's fault.
Yeah.
We'll blame it on Tom.
We hold him personally responsible.
And if anybody actually knows Tom Holland, tell him to get in touch with us and we'll interview him. And,
Sure they will.
And we promise to edit out any slip-ups.
Wink, wink, nod, nod, nudge, nudge.
All right, so the trailer.
It's the first time I've seen a Spider-Man trailer from the MCU that I actually went, I might actually enjoy this.
Yeah, overall, I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I looked at it and I went, you couldn't have done this in a less forced way?
Something seems off about Doctor Strange. I will give you that.
Like, it better just be like, oh, it's secretly just Mephisto.
Which the Mephisto bros immediately jumped on.
Because it's just like, oh, I've started this spell. Hey, wait a minute. That's not what I wanted. Well, you better be careful what you wish for. It's like, you're not a fucking genie, Doctor Strange. You can stop the spell.
I almost wonder if they're trying to, you had that one storyline in Spider-Man where Strange erased everybody's memory of his secret identity. I'm almost wondering if they're taking that in like one more day and mixing it together.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. It looks like it's a mix of was it one moment in time and one more day. That looks to be where they got the inspiration for this stuff from. And the trick is he wouldn't shut the hell up. That was it. Wasn't it Strange was acting weird or something like that? It was that I'm in the middle of casting a spell, and you got one thing, Peter actually acting like Peter for a change because he's being hyperverbal.
Yeah. But it's like
you can't and it's depending on your different mythos of magic, some of that kind of stuff, once you start a spell, you can't start it and then talk to somebody over here and then go back to it and it goes off. Once they start the spell, they have to do the spell, and you can't answer questions in the middle of it.
Yeah, but now you're also a guy who's a trained surgeon who's used to talking to people before an operation. Went, oh yeah, I completely forgot to get the specifics of what you wanted.
Yeah,
I've just started willy-nilly.
That was totally Peter in the middle of that going, well, what about this? And can I do this? And well, what if I want this person to do this? And what if I can't answer you in the middle of that shit.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Doctor Strange, trained surgeon, he's consulted people before life-changing surgeries before. And he thinks, oh yes, a world-altering spell. Let me not consult the person to make sure I'm doing what they want first. Like, he's a person that trained for years. Before you do something life-altering, you talk to the person and you get the specific.
I suspect it's a case of him telling Peter, yeah, oh, you want people to feature Spider-Man? Yeah, I can make that happen. And Peter not thinking of anything else up until that very moment.
Yeah, that was Peter being hyperverbal.
But the fact that it's such a dangerous spell and he just does it so willy-nilly, just so willing to do it, struck me as a little odd. Though I love the whole conversation about, the whole calling him Sir thing. That was just...
I like the character interaction.
Well, one of the things that, like Todd and I were talking about the other day on the phone, when Strange gets ready to start that spell, he's forming a casting circle. And he's got the first layer of that circle formed, and Peter crosses that line. Well, in most magic mythos, once you set a casting circle or a summoning circle, you don't break that circle because it messes up the spell. And then when he's getting ready to cast the rest, and Peter just keeps talking, and he has to stop me answering, look, I can't, I'm busy right now. The spell was already going off the rails. Just like when you see the train, it's literally going off the rails. To me, that's a metaphor. And then when you see the scene where the city is basically turning into a sinkhole, yeah, you're going down the rabbit hole. It was like a lot of little metaphors in there going, yeah, they fucked up.
Yeah, screwed up.
Yeah.
And Spidey's kind of known. Hell, you literally just had a storyline in the books where he went to Strange for help with this current villain that they got running around. And Strange was like, okay, I'm going to help you. We're going to do this. Don't touch this. And Peter immediately goes and grabs the damn thing that Strange told him, hell, don't screw with it. He's kind of got a history of fucking up shit like that.
Yeah. I'm not saying it don't fit, but it's just like...
And the thing is, you got to have that done. I'm poo-pooing the Mephisto shit now because people got Satan on the damn brain. Mephisto don't come to you in the guise of somebody else and not make a deal.
Yeah.
Now, if at some point Strange is like, I'll do it for you, but it's gonna cost you something, then yeah, that may be Mephisto. Mephisto don't do shit for free.
No.
So, I'm going to cast this spell knowing that it's going to go off the rails, that ain't Mephisto. Mephisto, you have to pay him. You know,
So,
the love of your life, your happiness, your something. You got to pay him.
your most beloved memory.
Yeah, you have to pay him. He don't do that kind of shit for free. And you have to know that you've done it. Or else, that was kind of the problem with which one was it? One more day. That was my problem with One More Day in the first place is, I don't see Spider-Man making deals with the devil.
Nope.
So, in the trailer, do you know, so I'm sure you all noticed that when he shows up at Strange's, the entire place is covered in ice.
Yeah.
And snow. And I've seen a still shot where it looks like Strange is knocking his soul out of him.
Yeah.
And the Spidey body is holding this kind of box thing. Do you suppose that could be the cast of Ancient Winters?
Very well could.
I don't know, because hell, you've seen the cast of Ancient Winters.
That's right. It was in Odin's.
Oh, that's right. It was in Odin's.
Yeah.
It was the whole plot of Thor. Yeah, that's one of those, One, I kind of sit there and go, well, it's about time Strange did that to somebody, because, the Ancient One knocks people's souls out all the damn time.
Yeah.
The snowy room, the Sanctum Sanctorum's weird.
Yeah.
That's true.
Even in the books, there's only like maybe 4 or 5 rooms that never change.
Yeah,
the entry parlor is always when you come through the front door. Wong's room is always where it's supposed to be. Strange's the bathroom is always where it's supposed to be. What was the other one?
I don't know. I know where the Defenders had their meet. They had back in the Defenders comic. They had a certain part of the Sanctum Sanctorum
that always stayed static.
That stayed static that they could go to it, and there were bathrooms and kitchens and crap like that. But you don't go wandering through the Sanctum Sanctorum because it's weird. The rooms change on you. Hell, there's portals to different dimensions in that damn thing. It's weird, and it's not Strange doing it. The house itself is weird. Hell, even the shrubs outside that damn thing ain't normal.
Yeah.
Because that was Norman Osborn before he ended up getting the Carnage symbiote when he was going around looking for means of power. Yeah, he tried to break into the Sanctum Sanctorum and didn't get past the shrubbery. So, it's a bunch of ice in there. That means it's Mephisto. No, that just means you're inside the Sanctum. The Sanctum ain't normal. It's a house, but it ain't a normal house.
That's fair, because nobody was acting like it was anything weird.
No,
he was just packing up to go somewhere, and Strange was drinking tea.
Yeah.
I mean, he was dressed for it, but he was drinking tea. So it was clearly actually cold in there. But
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the movie Sanctum has got doors that open up to, anywhere on Earth, so.
Yep.
Or at least several places on Earth.
And several places not on any dimensional plane we know of.
Yep.
So yeah, that's not all that weird. But it's weird, but it's not weird for the Sanctum.
It's weird, but it's not unusual.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to throw out this little bit just to play along with the Mephisto bros. But if you are dealing with Mephisto, it would explain why why you could be having all the dead villains show up. Because where's a dead villain soul going to go?
Yeah, it's true, I guess. But except Lizard's not dead. Nor was Sandman dead.
Yeah, Sandman went to...
Sandman just left.
Yeah.
He just left. That was my problem with Spider-Man 3 is he went, fuck it. I just did this for my daughter. And Spidey went, oh, okay. And he just blew away.
Okay, I didn't care for Uncle that much anyway. Going back to business.
Yeah. I was kind of upset about it at first, but yeah, I got it. But Sandman just left. Lizard was in jail. Electro was gone, but he's living electricity. Can you really kill that?
No.
I don't know. A spark doesn't last very long,
There's been plenty of examples in the book where they thought they had destroyed Electro, and he just, traveled down the freaking, circuit board and popped up somewhere else.
Like I said, just throwing that out there for my Mephisto bros.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, he was dead. I want to say they've said Molina's actually spoiled that, but I can't remember where I saw it.
One thing I do want, though, is I don't want Doc Ock to start out a villain. Because this Doc Ock should be smart enough to go, oh, that's not the guy that's with me. Because he doesn't have, like, an obsession with Spider-Man through the movie he was in. It was, you're the problem.
Wherever they're getting him from, if he's already an established villain, it might be like the chick Doc Ock in the Spider-Verse. Already an established villain, hates Spider-Man enough, isn't going to be too picky about what Spider-Man.
That's true.
Yeah.
You got enough villains in this movie, you can't take a lot of time doing backgrounds on any of them.
Yeah.
You're kind of just going to have to roll with them, kind of as you remember them from whatever they were previously in.
Well, but that's what I'm talking about. Is the Doc Ock from 2 died being like, oh yeah, I was wrong, my bad.
That's a fair point.
Also depends on at what point do they snatch him out of the multiverse, or is that just how Doc Ock looks?
Yeah, I mean,
you don't know if that's the Doc Ock from 2 or not. It's just you don't know yet. All you know is Doc Ock's in it.
Yeah, you just do that assumption because it's the same actor.
Mm-hmm. Which they played with in WandaVision already.
Yeah.
They've already kind of bait and switched that ideal in WandaVision.
Because even looking at that, and everybody's kind of going, oh, it's the Sinister Six. You still don't actually know who the damn villain is in this damn thing.
Which is good. I kind of enjoy not knowing who the direct problem it will be.
Yeah, I'm hoping they keep a lot of stuff back out of the trailers. That way, when you actually sit down and watch this movie, you're like, oh, I didn't see that one coming. Oh, that's nice. They spoil so much anymore with 50,000 trailers and dropping this image here, dropping that image there.
Letting Tom Holland talk.
And the thing is, give it a minute. That's just the teaser. You got God knows how long. Because they say it's supposed to be out in around Christmas or November or some shit like that.
Yeah.
You got plenty of months for them to completely tell you this whole damn story via trailer.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, now that you're getting villains from kind of all over the place, now the next thing is, are you going to be getting Spideys from all over the place?
Well, you're going to get at least, 2?
Well, 1, there wouldn't be but 2 if you're just dealing with the movies. And 2, you might know that, you might not. I really don't think they would put Holland Spidey and Garfield Spidey in the same movie. Not without doing something weird to him, because that'd be a bad look. Garfield Spidey was comic book Spidey. He was his own person. He was funny as shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Now you gonna have a quipping Spidey run around in the McFarlane costume doing this shit, and then you got Tom Holland sitting there dull as fucking cardboard. Yeah, they ain't gonna work. If they put him in there, they're gonna have to do something to make Holland shine, because that ain't gonna work.
How much of the not that you really see anything about him in the trailer, other than I think you see J. Jonah Jameson, but how much of the Bugle crew do you think is gonna be in there?
That's kind of the thing is everybody's wondering about Spidey's shit. I want to see, if we're doing alternate dimension shit, I want to see Raimi's version of fucking J. Jonah Jameson in that shit. That was always one of my favorite parts of the Raimi movies, was the Daily Bugle crew. Because hell, I love J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson, but it worked with that crew with Raimi's brother, the one that played Joxer.
Yeah. Is it Harold?
Nah, it's not Harold. I'm blanking on his name.
Yeah, I can see him, but
I just meant how much of the MCU version of the Bugle is going to show up.
I don't know. I know they couldn't get everybody, because hell, the guy that played Robbie, Bill Nunn, he passed away.
Yeah.
Well, they've cast somebody Rice. I'm blanking on her first name, but I was looking at it just earlier today, and she's cast playing Betty Brant, and that it's not the same woman from the first Spider-Man movies.
Okay.
So the fact that they've got another Bugle worker cast makes me wonder if if that's gonna be a thing in the movie.
I wouldn't mind it. I would not mind. Hell, I wouldn't mind Peter actually getting a job as a photographer or something.
Yeah.
They MCU Spidey got a hell of a lot of work to make him more like the damn book. Cause that's really been one of my kind of problems with the MCU is because it was Marvel. I was figuring, oh shit, we gonna finally get Spider-Man just kind of right out of the damn book, and it's gonna kind of scrape the Sony off of it, and they ain't managed to do that shit yet. One, because hell, it's more MCU Spidey is more Miles than he is Peter.
Yeah, you talking about scraping the Sony off? I was watching some guy talk about it, and he goes, "It's like they took Sony Spider-Man and tried to slather some Marvel on him." And then you say that's kind of that same thing, and you sit there and go, "Yeah, I can kind of see that."
Yeah, you've really only had Marvel's comic Spidey in Civil War.
Yeah,
that's it. Because the second he got his own movie, he was Miles.
Yeah.
Ned ain't nobody but Genki. He's Miles. There's not a whole hell of a lot of Peter to him.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing an actual Miles character in this. I wouldn't mind seeing Black Cat in it, an actual Black Cat villain, because that's something they could bring in more villains other than just the ones we've seen in other movies.
They've got enough villains.
Yeah, they got enough.
That's one of the things that effed up Spider-Man 3. It's what effed up the old Batman movies. Now you've already got 3 or 4 villains running around. That's enough.
Right now, without there being a mastermind, hell, just from that trailer, you got 5.
Yeah, let's not try to squeeze anybody else in there, other than the potential mastermind.
They're going to get a 6th in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, and that'll probably be the person that's behind it all. So you will have your kind of Sinister Six. So I pulled up a list of the cast, and like Jon Favreau's in there as Happy Hogan again. Aunt May, of course. Kind of the expected ones. There is a Jose Fernandez who is listed as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. I didn't think S.H.I.E.L.D. existed in the actual movies anymore. You've got Sword running around.
Yeah, Sword running around, but yeah. But, like I said, I don't know if Strange's spell took them someplace else or if it fucked up reality. If it's fucked up, if they in another reality, hell, you may be in one where there's a shield still,
or some kind of mixed world where it's two kind of clashing together.
I have been thinking of this pulling in things from other worlds to the MCU, but it could be Peter bouncing from world to world.
Now look at it; it's literally called No Way Home. God knows that implies that you have left home.
Yeah, and if you go by the TV show S.H.I.E.L.D.'s canon, yeah, S.H.I.E.L.D. was gone, but the very last episode, they had reformed S.H.I.E.L.D.
Danny, the movies ignore S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes, I know, but if you're going into a multiverse, that could be one of the reasons that you got a S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, that would just be because other worlds might still have a S.H.I.E.L.D. thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you if they go someplace else, you may still have a shield. This, like I said, that's gonna be the trick with the multiverse stuff. Is you probably gonna see all kinds of weird shit. I'm halfway expecting things from the cartoon to cross over into, because I know you're gonna have a zombie hunter, because there's toys of it. A zombie hunter Spider-Man that's running around in Doctor Strange's cloak of levitation and shit. So yeah. That's like I said. It's this one. This one is a must see. Just truthfully to clue you in on the MacGuffin. The MacGuffin of this phase is the multiverse. So okay, this is the one dealing with the multiverse. I'll watch it.
Yeah, and I believe this is gonna be the one that kind of kicks off the new meta plot.
Yeah, movie wise, yeah.
So Shang-Chi doesn't look like it's going to, and I don't think Eternals would.
Nah,
it's like they're still kind of wrapping up the previous phase stuff.
Truthfully, yeah. It like I said, this Spidey I'll watch. I will go in cautiously optimistic because I know they can screw up shit. So I'll go into this one Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantum Mania is a must-see just because Kang's in it. Doctor Strange is a must-see because, again, that's something that's dealing with the meta plot. The meta plot stuff I watched. The stuff that is not immediately part of the meta plot, I'll probably skip. But everybody, I assume anybody listening to this realizes this is all heading towards Secret War.
Yeah.
Which, if they could throw enough money at people and Delta hold off long enough, Secret War could potentially be interesting. Really, just for hell, the people that have played multiple different Marvel shits in other movies. You have Chris Evans' Cap run into the Human Torch.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
That would be neat. You could have Killmonger run into the Human Torch.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they've both been the fucking Human Torch.
Well, I guess we're all looking forward to it just to see what's to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the trick. Is right now is we don't really everything we're doing now is guessing because you really don't know enough about what the plot's gonna be. You gotta wait and give Tom Holland time enough to do interviews.
Based on what I saw from the Graham Norton interview that he did,
It's early. It's early. He can't keep him and Ruffalo can't keep shit. He will talk. Just give him time.
Yeah.
And
if the movie gets pushed back, we know he's doomed.
Oh, good God! Yeah, if they push it back, hell,
they're gonna have to put him in a lockdown.
Yeah,
in the Hannibal Lecter mask.
You gave it all away. Though Ruffalo still got him beat because Ruffalo's the only one that's gone into a movie with his phone basically active and going in his pocket while he was sitting in the premiere.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that is true. All right. Well, I guess that about wraps us up for today then. If you noticed something in the trailers that we didn't and that we should have brought up, if you've got an opinion or a theory, you can leave it in a comment below. You can contact us at thenerdeternal@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook. If you'd like to support the show, you can go to our website, thenerdeternal.com. We've got a shop. Anything you buy would help us upgrade our stuff and, hopefully continue to make our product a little better. If you don't have any cash or just don't like us that much, you can always like and subscribe, recommend us to your friends. Anything like that helps, and we appreciate it. So until next week, I'm your host, the experienced some call Jason, and with me has been
the Todd Father, who still thinks it's Agatha all along.
CDO 113, the droid you're looking for.
And the token millennial, Darky.
And we'll see y'all next time.